Hey, what's up guys, welcome to episode 4 of my Minecraft Survival Let's Play, where I'm attempting to collect one stack of every item available in Survival Minecraft. So to start today's episode, I'm just going to go through a few things I've done off camera, which I usually do. So I'll just get you up to date with everything. And if you come through here, you'll see I've done a little bit of work around the base. Not too much. I haven't done all the walls around here, but I have done the walls and the roof over here. And I did talk about this a little bit last episode with the design I wanted to go for, with the different kinds of oak in the floor and a bit of spruce, and then all the different grey blocks around the roof and on the walls. And I've used like slabs, stairs and walls around, and then some stairs in the floor as well. That's just to kind of make it all look broken and worn in. And I've also added these leaves and vines and some mossy stone around and mossy cobblestone and stuff. That's just add a little bit of extra colour and just a bit of greenery around it, otherwise it'd all just be brown and grey. So I've only added it here for now, but I'm going to add it like around the base in little spots just to add some colour around there. And there's also a little bit of colour coming from the lanterns, which is just to light the place up. I've not added too many around, but I've also added some glowstone underneath the brown carpets, so that's why there's some brown carpets on the floor. This is just so I don't have to use torches everywhere, because torches don't look very good. So that's how I'm getting this place lit up, to make sure nothing spawns. But I've not really completed up here yet, because it takes a while to do. I'm going to have to just work towards it off camera quite a bit and do a little bit between each episode just to get this done. It's going to take me a long time to do the full base. As you can see here, I've got a little room and there's nothing much going on here, but this is where I'm going to have one of my storage rooms. And as you know, the aim of the series is to collect one stack of every single item in the game. And this is the storage room where I'm going to store that one stack of every item. So I'm going to try and get it organised so I know exactly where everything should go, and it's just easier to keep track of what items I need to go collect if I've got everything stored in one place. So that's where all that's going to go. But that's a project I'm going to save for another day. And if I come down here, you'll see I've done this big open area here, but I've not done the walls and roof. I think this is the entrance to the base, or the main entrance. And I think I'm going to add something around here, just like a little, maybe a water feature or a statue or something, just to break up all of the open floor. If I come down here, you'll see that I've started my storage room, which I talked about last episode. You'll also notice there's some barrels in the floor, but that's just for like another texture. It's not for storage or anything. But here we go, this is the storage room I've come up with. I do kind of like the design of it, with all of the chests like sectioned off, and then the pillars kind of looking like they're holding the roof up, and the big archway to get in here. And I have got a cat here, and this is just so it'll stop creepers from sneaking up on me if I'm in here. I hope that works and the creepers don't just run past the cat. But anyway, I've tried to... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I've tried to kind of section off and organise all the storage. So as you'll see, like this section down here is all of the different kinds of wood. So it's oak on the top, and then dark oak, and then spruce, birch, acacia wood, and then I've got a barrel down here for jungle wood once I get some. Then there's barrels underneath all of these, so one for every column of chests. And if you see down here, I've got all the stone. So stone, cobble, and then like andesite, diorite and granite. And then at the bottom I've got this. This is just for all like the slabs and stairs for the blocks that are in this column. And it's the same over here. So this is all like stone brick kind of blocks, and then stone at the bottom, and then all of the slabs in this chest. And this is like gravel and dirt and all the nether blocks, wool. I've just got ice there. This is just like miscellaneous blocks kind of thing. This is for redstone. All these are empty. As you see here, this is like saplings, vines and stuff like that. All the different kinds of flowers, mob drops, food, and then other kinds of food like pumpkins, melons, apples. This is a bulk storage for now, because I've got lots of stone, but it's not going to stay here. I'm going to build another storage room for that eventually. Most of these here are empty, and then on the end I've got all my valuables, like ores, like iron, coal, gold in here, a bit of lapis, just all my stuff that's usually my ender chest. I got 3 wither skulls now, I got quite lucky with them, and also some emeralds in the bottom. Then like the main feature of the room is just this chest in the middle, which is my ender chest with a bit of ironing, because I've been doing some more AFK over at the iron farm. But yeah, this is my storage room. I'm going to get to the roof, maybe later this episode, maybe between episodes, I don't know. But anyway, what I want to do for today's episode is I want to start a new project, and I want to get it completely finished today. I don't want to leave it unfinished like I have with some of my other projects. And what it's going to be is a witch farm, because if I'm going to be collecting 1 stack of every item, I'm going to be doing a lot of travelling around the map, and the best way to get gunpowder to make fireworks if I'm going to be flying around the map is either a creeper farm or a witch farm. And I want to go for a witch farm because then I get other things like redstone and glowstone. So I have found a witch hut, which is 3,000 blocks in that direction and about 1,500 in that direction. So I'm gonna just keep heading over there until I find it. Do a bit of work off camera setting up some nether portals and stuff, then I'll see you once I'm done with all that. I was just making my way over to the witch hut, which is still like another 2,000 blocks in that direction. And I found this treasure map in some ruins over there somewhere near that little island. So the treasure's somewhere underneath me now, so I'm just gonna quickly mine through this sand and see if I can get some treasure. And also, there's a coral reef right there, so I'm just gonna write down the coordinates that I'm standing on now, set up a nether portal here later on, and then it's just an easy access to the coral reef over there. I spent a bit longer looking for that than I expected. I took out all this area and then I found it down the side there, so I'm just gonna jump down and get it quickly before I drown. If I can reach. And there's a heart of the sea which I'll take. I'll take the golden iron, that's it, and the TNT. Okay, I've just found one of these outpost things as well on my way over to the witch farm, or the witch hut, but I don't think I'm going to raid it yet because I don't have very good armour and all weapons, so I'm just going to write down the coordinates and I'll probably come back one day and make this into a farm. I know you can make farms where you get a lot of emeralds just for staying AFK for a while, so it's probably worth making it into a farm at some point. I'm on my way back to the base now, and I've just found an ocean monument as well, so it's been a pretty good trip. I've basically found everything. Well, I've just died on the way back to the base, so that's not great, and I've just lost everything. All of my tools, my maps, my ender chest, so just gonna respawn and see what tools I've got over in the storage room. I'm probably gonna have to go sit the mob grinder for a little bit and get some more XP. But I was just running in some open plains and there were about 6 phantoms that just kept running down and attacking me. I couldn't do anything. And I had mining fatigue as well, so I couldn't even go inside and like dig underground or anything, so that's not ideal. Yeah, I'll use this, but I'm probably going to have to go and get some better tools because I don't really have any decent ones here, so I'm going to go sit at the mob grinder for a little bit and see if I can get my stuff back. Oh, all of my diamonds are in my ender chest as well, so this is the only one I've got left, and I don't have another ender chest, and I don't have any ender pearls, so it's going to take me quite a while to get this stuff back, so it's probably just, I'm probably just going to cry for a few hours. And then I'll be back once I've done everything. Okay, I'm back, and it's now the next day for me since I lost all my stuff yesterday. And as you can see, I have managed to get it back. It took me quite a while to get all these enchantments, and they're not the best tools ever. I need unbreaking on my pickaxe. The axe is okay. I need efficiency on my shovel, and that bow's not so bad. And I also invested in some diamond armour, as you can see as well. Got quite a bit of protection on it, and then feather falling and depth strider on the boots, so hopefully this stops me from dying again and losing all my stuff, because it's just the hassle to get it all back. But as you can see, I'm over here by the witch hut, and I managed to sync up the nether portal. It took quite a while because it's like 4,000 blocks or something away, so even going through the nether, that's quite a long way. And then if you go through here, this is just a little room I've got set up with some stuff that I'm going to be using to build the witch farm. This is the main stuff I'm going to be using, well, this stuff here, and then I've got a bit of extra redstone, iron and wood just in case I need it. And then in this chest is just the blocks I'm going to be using. I'm going to use stone brick again just because I've got so much of it. I'm still quite early on in this series and stone brick is the block I've got the most of, so might as well use it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just get straight into building this thing. I don't want to be wasting any more time. Alright, so I've just started building the farm and I've not done much of it, and then I've just realised that this design isn't going to work on the Xbox edition, which is the edition I play on. And that's because you can't waterlog these trapdoors, so if I put water there it will just flood through. But the idea of the farm was to have these trapdoors with water behind, and then loads of tripwire hooks around with string across the middle, and then if a witch spawned anywhere on one of these 3 platforms, then the trapdoor would come down and flush them down with the water, so it'd be a collection system here. But because I can't waterlog these trapdoors like you can on the PC edition, it's just not going to work. So this is why I usually test things out on creative worlds first, just to make sure they work. So I think what I'm just going to do now is maybe go copy a tutorial, test it out on a creative world to make sure it's actually going to work properly on this world, and then I'll get back to building it, I suppose. Okay, so I had a bit of a change plan for this episode. I'm not going to be building the witch farm like I wanted to do. And that's because I've tested it out on a few different creative worlds and I've tried a few different designs and I just can't really get it to work. So instead of wasting my time building on survival for it not to work, I'm just going to build a mob farm instead. If I build a mob farm, the main thing I want is a gunpowder, but I'll also get bones and string, which is useful, as well as some witch drops, and then the rotten flesh is actually useful for trading, which I want to get into in the next few episodes, so I'm going to go for that instead. As you'll see here, I've got a bit of scaffolding, and it took me a long time to go search for a jungle to get the bamboo, and in that time I spent searching, I actually managed to get 3 tridents. Now, I wasn't recording at the time, but I did use the Xbox record feature for the first one I got, so I'll just show that little clip and then I'll get to showing you the bamboo farm. Okay, so I'm just over here at the bamboo farm, which is just behind the pumpkin farm. And I know it's ugly, it's not going to stay there. I'm going to remove it at some point and I want to build a bamboo farm in my base, I'm just not sure where yet. So this is what I've got going for now. As you'll see, there's an observer block on every other block. So when the bamboo in one of those columns grows all the way up to the observer, it will harvest all of the crops at once, like all of the pistons will activate at the same time. Then it all goes into this chest. So I actually got quite a bit of it. This is from staying AFK overnight for about 9 hours. So I'm definitely not going to need that much, but I'm going to need quite a lot of it. My plan is to build this mob farm. I want to head over somewhere, probably in this direction, by a long way, probably 8,000 blocks or more. And it's because I want to go somewhere where I'm never going to load in the surrounding area. So I want to find an ocean, and then I'm going to build up the scaffolding at the side of it like this. I'll probably go up about 100 blocks or so. And then I'll go to the top and I'll place blocks all the way along in the air, probably about another 200 or 300 blocks. And that means I'll be stood in the air somewhere and the ground below me will never have been loaded in before. So I'm hoping that means there'll be no mobs around, so it should make my farm more efficient than usual. That's my plan anyway. I'm not really sure how it's going to work out or what design I'm going to use for the farm, but I've got a few ideas, so I'm just going to probably time-lapse all this after I've come up with an idea. So yeah, let's just get into the time-lapse. Right, I'm back for a quick update on the farm which I've been working on. It's actually been 2 days since the last little clip I recorded with a bamboo farm, and this thing's taking a while to build, but this little section here is completely finished now. And I've got a night vision potion on just so you can see what's happening better. I'm also going to build the same thing on these other 3 sides as well, and this is going to be the centre spot where I'm going to be AFKing a lot. And I'm just going to get a closer look so you can see how it's built. So it's just some grids with 3x3 holes in the middle. And then there's buttons on the side of every single block. And this is so the mobs think that they can walk onto the buttons like it's a full block. And then just fall off the edge down to the collection area. So this is 10 blocks high or 10 platforms high. And also it goes 9 across if you count these little things here. So it is quite a big area for the mobs to spawn in. And as you can see, it's working quite well. There seems to be always mobs spawning and falling down to the platform below. And I have been AFK up here for about 40 minutes now, so I want to go down and see what kind of loot I've got from that time. But as you look in these chests here, they're basically completely empty because I've been using so many materials for this farm. I'm just completely out of them. So I am going to go on a little bit of a mining session and stuff after to get more materials. But first I just want to show you this little platform. So this is where all the mobs will fall and the minecarts will pick all the items up in the hoppers. And then as you'll see as this one comes up here, the hopper minecart goes up to this block and the comparator reads if there's any items in this hopper here. And if there is items, it turns off this redstone torch. And that will turn off the redstone dust. So the minecart hopper will stay there. And then once all the items are filtered through to the chest, it will activate again, this rail will turn on, and then the minecart goes back on its journey. So I was AFK for about 40 minutes and I want to see what kind of loot I got in that time. So I'm mainly looking at the gunpowder, so that's one stack there. In this chest here, almost 2 stacks. And hopefully the same in this chest. About 1.5 stacks. So what's that overall? 4.5 stacks from 40 minutes is actually really impressive considering it's only one farm when I'm going to be building 4 of them. So hopefully that helps me get a lot of gunpowder because I'm going to need quite a lot in the next few episodes. This is also some in here. There's also a few other drops I got from just by building this system up. So there's one last thing I want to show you and then we can go and do what I'm going to do next. Just break these blocks here. You can see that I scaffolded up from over there, which is where I've got a nether portal. This is up to Y150, and then I scaffolded out 100 blocks, which is where I scaffolded up there. So that means that the ocean below has never been loaded in. So that means that there's no mobs down there, no mobs in the caves or in the water. So hopefully that makes the farm run more efficiently over time. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing now is just going to collect loads of materials so I can finish building the other 3 farms. I need a lot more wood to build the buttons and some slabs. I need a lot more stone, so I'm going to be going mining. I need a lot more redstone for the rails and gold. I need loads more magma blocks. I also need a lot of glass, so I'm just going to be probably just do a little time lapse of me collecting all the materials and then a time lapse of me building the other 3 platforms or farms. So hopefully it turns out alright in the video.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on. See the horizon turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
Okay guys, I'm back, and it's actually been a few days now since I recorded that time-lapse. That's because I've just gone ahead and built the other 2 farms, so now all 4 farms are up and running. And I've been working on this project for quite a while now, it's been about a month, so that's why it's been such a big delay between episodes of this series. I'm hoping to get this video out as soon as possible once I've finished recording in a few minutes. So I'm just going to go through a few things first. Like the reason this farm took me so long to build was mainly the materials. Like it takes quite a while to collect all the materials. You need a lot of wood for the buttons, or you could go for stone for the buttons, but I went for wood. You need a lot of stone for the platforms and also the roof, and you need a lot of slabs on top of the roof as well, so it's just a lot of materials there. But the main problem for me was the gold, and there's actually a skeleton or something there that survived, which happens now and again. Yeah, the gold for the powered rails was the main problem. It took me a long time to get it, all because I've not got a gold farm. But if you have a gold farm and an iron farm, you'd have no problem with this. Luckily I have already got an iron farm, so the normal rails were no problem. The magma cubes are pretty easy to get because you just go to the nether and smash a few blocks with efficiency and you get it easily. But yeah, it's just some junk I've got left over. I got quite a bit of iron here, then I've got another few blocks back at my base, a few stacks of blocks. Got loads of magma cubes left over, quite a bit of wood left over. This is all just junk really. A few more slabs and stuff, and then a bit of stone brick. But I'm just going to try and go down here and show you the rates I was getting on the farm. There's actually another zombie that survived there as well. Doesn't happen very often, then it's happened twice here. So yeah, I'm just going to try and go through this quickly. So this is farm 1, so that's the first farm I built. This is farm 2, so that's the second farm I built. And the third one I've built is farm 3, and then farm 4 is the fourth one I built. So if we go over here, this should make a little bit of sense really, if I can explain it well. So after I did each farm, I did a 1 hour test. So after I built the first farm, I did a 1 hour test, and as you can see, that's the amount of items I got. Once I built the second farm, I did a 1 hour test. So obviously then there's 2 farms, so that's how much I got from farm 1 and farm 2 when I did the 1 hour test after I built 2 farms. And then once I built 3 farms, I did another 1 hour test, and that's how many items I got from farm 1, farm 2 and farm 3 in the third 1 hour test. So as you can see here, the individual totals of items I got. If I step back, you can see the total number I got overall in the test. So the 1 hour test with just 1 farm running is obviously the same as this, just 1,502. The 1 hour test with 2 farms running, 2,215, it's just those added together. And same again with this, all 3 of those added together is 3,052. So you can see there's quite a big jump up in items between each farm, so it's obviously more efficient to have more farms, and if you want to build 1 farm, that's probably enough items. 1,500 per hour on a single player is probably more than enough. But I've gone all out and built 4 farms, which the results are over there, I'll get to in a second. So yeah, this is the amount of items. If you want to build 1 farm, 2 farms, 3 farms or 4 farms, just look at the amount of items I'm getting per hour and you can see how much you want. And then I'll just go over to the full test, which is 4 farms. So this is when all 4 farms were built, and I did 3 1 hour tests, like 3 separate 1 hour tests, and collected all the items up. You can see all the items are in the chest, and these are the individual totals, which you can see. But if I step back again, you can see the full total of items. So from the first 1 hour test, which is all 4 of these, I got 3,440, and 3,369 and 3,366 in the third test. So if you add all them together, divide it by 3, which is how many tests I did, you get the average, which is 3,391 items per hour. So about 3,400 items per hour on a single player world is definitely more than I'm ever going to need. Especially like, I'm never going to need that much string, or I suppose I could use a rotten flesh for trading. But I've also got a lot of bones. I made a lot of it into bone blocks already. That's going to be useful for bone meal, but I really don't know how I'm going to use this many arrows. I've already got a lot of them. All these are still filling up with items, so yeah, I have no idea how I'm going to use that many arrows. There's also a lot of gunpowder here, which I'm going to be using next episode, hopefully. And then in the end here, there's just a bit of like witch stuff. I don't know how I've managed to get ender pearls, because there shouldn't be anywhere for endermen to spawn, but I've somehow got 10 ender pearls as well. But yeah, this is just the rates I've been getting for this farm. I have built it over the ocean, of course, so I'm pretty sure I'll be getting better rates than if I built it over land, but I'm not entirely sure about that. What I need to do next is work on the storage system, because right now they're all just going into these chests here. And I need all of these items to filter up into a storage room up there. But that's definitely going to be a job for another day, because I've been working on this farm for a few weeks now, and I just want to get it done, get it uploaded, then I'll start the next project, which I've got a few plans for next episode. It's not going to take me as long to do as this episode, so it should be up within a few days. But yeah, I think this is me done for this episode. If you do like the video, please make sure to leave a like. If you want to see me do a tutorial maybe on this farm, like a block by block tutorial, so you can follow it easily, I'm definitely up for doing that. Just leave a comment down saying you want it done. Yeah, just apart from that, I'll see you next time, and make sure to subscribe.